Hello, beautiful people. How are all of you doing today? Chat,
Hey, a letter from Gene. Looks like Duran's woken up.
did you know
Let's go see how he's doing.
that theory crafting is over? You sound a bit better. It's just because I've been awake for a while. For what is for you guys yesterday's stream, I had just woken up. So I still had the sleepiness. Now, after being up for like 12 hours, I don't really have the sleepiness anymore. I just have the feeling like shit. I am running a bit of a fever, but it's nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. Hopefully, I'll be able to sleep it off after today's stream. Anyways, chat, Theorycrafting is over.
There's a lot that goes into managing an orchard.
There is a lot that goes into managing an orchard. Did you know, chat?
Fertilizing the soil,
Versa's gonna
making sure the
explain it all to
temperature's
you.
right. But most importantly, you have to keep the fruit in a good mood.
You do have to keep the fruit in a good mood. Chat, do you guys have any funny fruit related jokes that you can tell the fruit in Versa's orchard? Any ideas? I'm a fruit related joke. I see. Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana.
So, want to train with me sometime?
You've just put the fruit in a bad mood, man. You're gonna have to try again. What key do you use to open a banana? A monkey. That took too long. Yeah, my YouTube was on mute for some reason. I don't know why, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? I'm sorry, I'm still feeling fucking awful. So today's stream is probably not gonna be one for the ages. Yeah, people I don't know why this discussion is coming up again, but people are talking about KQM standard being bad. They ran out of leakers to rage bait about. True. It's because Flynn's calc's close to Nefer at KQM standard, but at high investment, Nefer pulls quite a bit ahead. Is that even true? How are you defining high investment exactly? Crown talents and more subs in it. Okay. But like, is everyone on the team getting crowned? How many more subs? How are they distributed? Like, I think it should be 24 liquid, 20 fix, all crown talents. But like, why? Why should it be that? Explain that to me. Why should it be that? The biggest problem with all of that is that because characters scale within so many different ways, um because characters scale in so many different ways, sometimes a character that wants the same stats will have better gear than another with the same amount of resin investment just because they like the secondary stats better. Right? Like Molani's a good example of that. Molani likes HP and EM almost as much as she likes crit, sometimes even more. So very often, like if you wanna give everyone, if you build two characters with like I don't know 50,000 resin, your best artifacts on Molani will have more substats than your best artifact on another character that scales with the same amount of stats. Because that fucking 60 EM 30 CV artifact for Molani is amazing. And it's better than that 45 CV artifact. But for other characters, the 45 CV artifact will be better. And it's less overall substats. But if you're gonna have that problem anyways, in what way exactly is your new standard better than KQM standard? Like, if it's gonna have the same problems, why do you want to change it so much? The only issue with KQM standard is if you care more for min-maxing, but at that point... But the thing is... KQM standard doesn't really lead to characters comparing that differently to one another. Like, yeah, it might be lower than the actual amount of DPS you'll have, but the comparison between characters at your level of investment in a KQM standard won't be that different. Anyways, chat. KQM standard does not accurately reflect the reality that a decently invested carry should outperform stuff that scales worse with investment like Hyperbloom. But like, sure. But I feel like that's communicated enough that it's not that big of a problem. KQM standard was created by Big Genshin to stop my calcs from reaching 150k DPS. True. Alright, chat. We have 18 of these. We need more than 18, actually. That's okay. Calcs are reaching 150k now, so KQM standard isn't even able to do its job. Is that why you want to change it, actually?
Controlled breathing. Hero incoming. Yeah! Headbutt. Hero incoming. My parents always say, no matter how busy life gets, you should always...
Oh, a pre-lock.
sit down and enjoy a proper meal when you get hungry. What I like to do is stack my plate up high, then squash it all down.
The story has only just begun!
Let's... Hero incoming! It's justice o'clock!
Can we have a higher calc standard, but only for bad characters like Yoimiya? True, actually. What if we just increase the standard for characters, but only for characters I like? Thoughts about that idea?
Faster, stronger. Hero incoming. Oof. Volcano kablam.
Do you think we'll get another 50k DPS spike by the end of 2026? I don't think so, no. I think things are gonna stabilize for... Oh, interesting. I think things are gonna stabilize for a little bit after Columbina. And they're not... The way that things are right now, the new like the new lunar stuff isn't even that much better than Mauika. It's like feature creep more than power creep, right? It's like you're getting teams that are like 5% more DPS, but that don't have to deal with setups like Mauika does, right? I won't be mad if Varkar gets 170k DPS since he's carrying the story. True, actually. Me still fucking up Mauika Melt? Yeah, honestly, that's completely understandable, actually. Wait. Did the sub notification not work? Oh. Oops. Minus anywhere between like 3 cents if you live in Turkey or some shit. I think I remember. Was it Turkey that had like a fucking incredibly low price for subs on Twitch? Whatever. Are you in streamer mode? That doesn't change. What? Anyways, chat. What exactly? Okay, I gotta spend resin on the other account, but I don't even have that much resin because I streamed like 12 hours ago. How are you feeling? Fucking awful. I'm not sure what I want to do today. I want to do like a little bit. I don't want to just spend resin and then end stream. Maybe we can do. Maybe we can update my Flynn's calcs. Thoughts? We won't react Andy Slop. Honestly, this would be a perfect day for that. I don't know if there's anything that's like worth watching though. I always get a little like self-conscious about React Andy stuff. Basically, whenever it's something that isn't a video from Nick, because like I don't want to yoink views from someone else, right? It's fine if it's Nick, because I like stealing things from him. That's true. It's deserved. Revenge. Like stealing his heart. Okay. Sure, man. Whatever. Chat, yesterday I helped one of my friends clear Abyss on their account. And then they were like, do you think you could do Stygian? And I was like, I wonder. Was it Anna? New friend, yup. Oh. But yeah, it's a very new account. Um, so it is not Stygian Onslaught ready, but I do think it's possible. So I might actually try to do that on stream at some point. Yeah, it's Moon's account. Yeah, I was trying to do a clear on the plunge boss with Flynn's, Kuki, Sucrose, Ino, and it was not going well, man. Oh boy. I got it to like sub 5% HP like 5 times. But yeah. I started to get used to the fucking Pogo Flynn stuff. I wonder how well I could do it on this account now. Should we go try it? I'm actually kind of down. Doesn't matter because I still don't have a team that can do Baptist, but can you watch Nick Yol Dyer clear? I feel like that's gonna be so boring though. Like, ooh, you stand on Yoimiya and click the normal attack button until the enemy dies with no room for fucking up. Amazing. Flynn's Hyper Bloom can clear Baptist. Okay, then who the fuck am I using on the plunge boss? I don't have 2 Flynns. This account has 2 carries and there's not 3. Like, yeah, yeah.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Go claw! Absorption test. Stand clear.
Be silent. Huh. Close your eyes. Huh. Night falls. Be silent. To dust.
Fuck
Observe.
one up.
To dust. Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
Installation chamber deployed. Go claw! Animo test 6308.
Be silent. Close your eyes. Night falls. Be silent.
Here we are smart about this. We don't use an extra,
Ultimatum
and then we can do this.
defensive mode engaged. See you on this. Absorption test. Animal hypostate.
Beware the creatures of the night. Observe. Night falls. Close your eyes.
Installation chamber.
I fucked up.
Being done. Water bomb. Stand clear.
For the big burst, you're supposed to get 2 Sucrose E's batteried into Flynn's during his burst animation. Otherwise, the next mini burst is a little too slow to come out. But the enemy dodged my Sucrose E. So, yeah. Can you maybe split Inefa and Flynn's to clear Batis and Fail Generator? Probably not. Probably not. Is this C1 Flynn's? Yeah, it is. Honestly, though, Flynn's at C1 is kind of a fraud, man. Are you getting Columbino on both accounts? That's the plan right now, yeah. Alright. I need to farm or use up some of my resin. Do you guys think Anna is online? No. GG. Should we go meet a new co-op person, or should I join a viewer's world today? Clay sniffer. You know what? Let's join a viewer. Chat. I'm not that's enough of that. what is he joining? When you're between AR 55 and 58, you can join people who are world level, was it 9, the max? That are 58 or above. And get the drop rates for their world level instead of yours. So that's what I'm doing right now. We'll be fine, right? What?
Burn it down.
Oh god.
On my mark.
Chat, the lag is so bad.
Pyroclastic surge.
Trust me.
Yeah, I think I might have to join someone else, actually. What the fuck? I'm leaving, man. See ya.
I am defeated.
I am defeated. 101 MS, the lag is so bad. Could you not hear the of me trying to swap to Maoika and then just running around on Yansan? Like, my swap took over 10 seconds. Like, listen, man. Like, it's not a ping thing, okay? Like, something was wrong with their Wi-Fi specifically, I think. We've got a fucking whale here.
Quick as a flash. Right from the sky. Bring it.
How the fuck did I not get hit a single time there? Okay, well, it's all you, Shilonen. Actually, I can do some normal attacks as well.
Let the mountain's veins boil.
Oh. Oh my god. Bro swaps to Varessa. Life is good. I miss your handsome face. Thank you.
Burn it down. Quick as a flash. Let's leave a plastic surge. Hero incoming. Incinerate.
Chat, look at how much faster when you bench that fraud Shilonen and you bring Varessa instead. Like, listen, that's all I'm saying. Thank you very much. Can we make this a Jeff standard where we give Varessa C6R5 top 1 assumption and every other character is still KQM standard? True. Why is he not playing Flynn's against a Lunar Shell boss? Because I refuse to play Flynn's without Inefa on this account. And if they're not bringing Hydro, I can't really do that. You know? The Jeff Standard will also play 0 EM Nefer, not even the base 100. True, actually. Chat, what if we did some tier listing? What do you think? Today is a good day for Rage Bait. Thoughts? I asked for slop, but that's too far. True. Chat, should I tier list how well I expect characters to age going forward? Peak feels crafting. True. Twitter engagement tier list? I mean, it kind of is, yes. They get 1 year older every year. But do you think that, like, Chi-Chi counts as getting older when she's just fucking dead already? Spoilers, by the way. Chi-Chi's dead. Sorry. Sorry for those that were looking forward to her role in the act the Archon quest, the Leah Archon quest. No, you know what I want to do? I want to take a look at all the all the characters that I think some people believe is the best character and talk shit about all of them. Thoughts? Deal Varessa first. See, the thing is, no one believes Varessa's the best character. So I don't need to. Me, I do when you can't prove I'm lying. Well, that's the neat thing. I don't have to. I can just decide you're lying and ban you. What are you gonna do about it? Complain? To whom? You know what I kind of want to do? What if we do like a new player tier list of like good characters of like the most valuable ones to get and the least valuable ones to get out of the characters that are generally agreed to be good. I feel like you've done that hundreds of times already. I mean, yeah, but the meta keeps changing. Bro is asking like chat doesn't just type deal anyways. I mean, okay, let's test your theory. Chat, what if I just never actually play Undertale? Thoughts? Oh, wait, chat doesn't actually want me to play Undertale. I see. Can you tier list Undertale characters? You know, that actually sounds really fun. I'll do that right now. No, because I feel like maybe I shouldn't get any sort of exposure to it before I actually play the game. Because I feel like there's gonna be some spoilers in chat if I do that. Be for real, in 2028, you'll forget about the spoilers. Maybe you're right. Tier list Star Rail characters. Oh, actually, the latest information I have about the Star Rail meta is that Tribi is broken with E1, and that if you don't get E1 Tribi, you're gonna hate your life. She is washed now. Oh no. Does that mean I don't know anything? What's Tribi in Genshin terms, actually? Shilonen? Oh god. No, but that doesn't make any sense. Because apparently her E1 is really good. And, well, not Shilonen. She's Farina. Okay. That makes more sense. I miss you saying Pilla. I'm hoping you would hop back to Star Rail just to hear you say Pilla's name. True, actually. Tier list Slay the Spire Elites. Wait, that's actually an amazing idea. I'm doing that right now. Slay the Spire Elite tier list. Go to template. Good and Pog. They don't have the Act 4 Elite. Okay, wait. Okay. So so yeah, let's tier list Slay the Spire Elites in terms of how upset I am when I see them. Easy and cool. What's the best elite in Slay the Spire? Honestly, you go up here, Lagavulin. And you go up here. No. The thing with Giant, I guess Giant Head goes here. Giant Head is like kind of boring though. Move Cam. True. But yeah, Lagavulin is like, I think my favorite elite. It's really straightforward. And it's really easy to tell whether you're strong enough to fight Lagavulin or not. Because the opening turns help mitigate opening hand RNG. No, this isn't going to take too long, Lud. But yeah, the Lagavulin sleeping helps mitigate opening hand RNG, which means that it's really easy to tell whether you're strong enough for it or not. Like, you can kind of predict how much damage you're going to take to Lagavulin before you even go into the fight. And that's something no other elite really lets you do. Right, against sentries, unless you have a deck that's in like exactly a multiple of 15 or of 5, which generally in Act 1 is going to be 15, right? Maybe 20. There's always a chance that whatever your best card is ends up remaining in your draw pile when you have less than 5 cards. And that means it doesn't go through your first reshuffle. So you don't draw it at all on your second reshuffle. And then you just cry. A Gremlin Knob is Gremlin Knob. If you don't draw a good hand on turn 1, you're just dead. I'm gonna sneeze. But Gremlin Knob isn't that bad. Because, like, it's really squishy. So generally, if you're relatively healthy, even with a bad deck, you can kill Gremlin Knob. You just tank the damage, but you won't die to it, right? You can always die from full HP to the other two elites in Act 1 if you get kind of cooked. And that happens a lot more rarely against Gremlin Knob. It still sucks, though. Gremlin Knob is like here generally, and here when is the Burning Elite with max HP. Like the two scariest, I guess the two scariest Burning Elites are Slavers and Gremlin Knob generally. Like, I used to be real scared of Strength Book of Stabbing, and then I realized that you just fucking murder it. And, like, it's really not that bad. Is Slay the Spire complicated? Not that complicated, actually. Like, the basic mechanics of the game are pretty straightforward. And yeah, there's complexity in strategy. Just like there's complexity in strategy in, like, chess, for example. But understanding what the pieces do in chess is very easy. Anyways, let me just knock this out real quick. Honestly, easy but bedge. Head goes here. Honestly, Gremlin Leader, not that bad. Book of Stabbing, not that bad. Say the Spire has so little elites. It has 3 possible elites on each act. And it has 3 acts. Kind of. There's technically one more, but it works a little differently, so. Yo. Why do you hate that red bozo? This one? Oh, it's just by far the scariest one. Like, when you're in Act 2, you can either be against Book of Stabbing, Gremlin Leader, or slavers. Book of Stabbing has two different attacks. Has a multi-attack and a big attack. The multi-attack does 7 times 2 the first time he does it, then 7 times 3, then 7 times 4, etc. And he does a big attack after every 2 multi-attacks. But that means that generally his first attack either does 14 or 28, because the big attack is 28. And that's all it does. It doesn't affect you with anything too bad. Like, technically, if it deals damage to you, it shuffles wounds into your deck, but just don't get hit, idiot. So it's not really... Is it? Oh, it's 24. You're right. It's not 28. My bad. My bad. It's a 7 times 4. That's 28. But, like, if you block, you don't get wound shuffled into your deck. So it's a pretty straightforward fight. Then, Gremlin Leader, when it hits you, it hits hard, but it summons adds, and if you kill the adds, it reduces the odds that Gremlin Leader attacks you. So, you tend to have a bunch of turns where it's forgiving if you draw poorly. And then, the Taskmaster and the 2 Slavers, it's 3 enemies that are each attacking you for a massive amount, right? The blue slaver hits you for 13 a turn, the red slaver for 14 a turn, and the taskmaster for 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, right? But also, it shuffles wounds into your deck. 3 wounds every turn, even if you block. But also, the blue slaver sometimes weakens you, and the red slaver sometimes vulnerables you or entangles you. So basically, like, the way that it's balanced is that unlike Gremlin Leader and Book of Stabbing, you can kill a third of the slaver's HP by killing one of the slavers to reduce its incoming damage by a third, right? But the problem is that generally by the time you see this, you're not at the point where you can deal 50 damage, which is the amount of HP the slavers have, in one turn. So you have to either tank a fucking, like, 40 damage so that you can actually hit the red slaver on turn 1. It's not 40, it's like 35, whatever. Alright? 34. And then kill it the next turn and still tank another, like, 20. Or fucking block and pray that you don't draw your best damaging cards in the, like, last hand, otherwise you're just cooked. I'll sometimes save a fire pod just for the slavers. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, like, when you're actually tryharding in Slay the Spire, slavers are the reason why you can't take as many elites as you would want to in Act 2. Like, you lose count of the amount of times where you're like, if I'm against Book of Stabbing, I'm in a good spot. If I'm against Gremlin Leader, I'm in a good spot. If I'm against slavers, I'm fucking dead, so I can't take this elite. Anyways, slavers are just hard, man. Nob is very similar. I don't think Nob is as big of a deal because generally you tend to be healthier after hallway fights in Act 1. And Nob isn't that bad as long as you just tank with your face. Like, Nob takes a fucking while to kill you if you start the fight close to full HP and you don't block at all. But the early hallway fights in Act 2 are so much fucking harder. And you're kind of just expected to take, like, 20 damage in your first 3 fights. Unless you have, like, really high deck quality already. And then at that point, taking a bad elite is, like, a death sentence. Avocado is brutal, yeah. Please move a bit away from the mic. Yes, sorry. Yeah, Avocado is, like, so fucking brutal. I love seeing Avocado and then 3 fights later seeing Avocado with Rat. It's amazing. It makes me happy. Oh, what's that? You're struggling to deal with 21 damage incoming on turn 1? Well, how about 27? Thoughts? Anyways, let's rank the remaining ones. Nemesis, when it does not do the big attack on turn 2, is kind of a joke. When it does do the big attack on turn 2, makes me want to shoot myself. um... Anyways. Sentries are like... Sentries and Reptomancer, to me, are kind of similar. Like, they don't really feel like elites. They feel like just stronger, normal enemies. Were you playing on Reptomancer was just a common mob? I don't think so, no. Anyways. Rank Slay the Spire characters next. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna sneeze. Alright. Alright, chat. We're done with the Slay the Spire intermission. My bad. I got joy baited. I got baited into talking about something I enjoy. You know, I actually sometimes kind of wonder how good I am at Slay the Spire. What happened to your hardcore account? I haven't played on it in a little bit. I'm too nervous. I'm not playing on it when I feel like this. Did you beat 20 difficult? Ascension 20? Yeah. Long time ago. I've even climbed to A20 on some modded characters. So Flynn's is not a fraud anymore. I mean, depends on how you look at it,
Let us have a
right?
modicum of patience for the richness and complexity of humanity. The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth our ire.
Flynn's teams are pretty good, but he's not. He's getting carried by Inefa. Just like how Nefer gets carried by Llama. But unlike Llama, Inefa can get all of her value without Flynn's, right? The reason why the perception is different for Nefer is that what makes Llama so good is partly the how good her ult is for Lunar Bloom. But if you're not using Nefer, you're not getting Lunar Bloom, right? You'll be able to do it
People
with
ought not be
Columbina
so
now, so
frightened
that's
of
nice.
ghosts.
But I'm still not sure how
They
good
are
that's going to
merely
be.
talking shadows, chattering away endlessly about their past affairs.
I'm low AR and don't have Farina for my account. Does Columbina replace her? Replace isn't exactly the word I'd use. They don't tend to necessarily compete for the same teams. But if you're if you are a relatively new player who hasn't quite gotten his bearings and gotten your head around gotten your head wrapped around all everything that's going on in the meta.
The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth our ire.
I guess they do kind of fulfill a similar purpose of like kind of enabling some other characters to just be much better and being somewhat versatile. And I'd say Columbina's just better. If you think about it, Flynn's premium is none of his support's best team. Yeah, but it's also really close, right? For all of them.
The march of the wild hunt will be sure to
Can you check Nefer Columbina without Llama? I'm getting that Golden Troop and Hydro Goblet is better than Dawn set HP Goblet for Columbina. That actually kind of makes sense. Cause but I don't think you ever want to do that anyways. Cause I'm pretty sure having Columbina on Serenade and whoever was on Serenade on Instructor is gonna be better. But yeah, Columbina doesn't like Dawn at all in an effort team. Because it affects such a small portion of her damage. I'm not playing the hide and seek event. Frick that. I miss when people were arguing about Molani and Neuvillette. Now it's all out war between actually relevant carries. Damn. That's fucked up. Predictions for V4. Idlua is gonna get another random nerf for some reason. Cause... Probably. Okay, do you want my predictions or my desires? Because I feel like predictions are kind of worthless. Like, I'm not gonna be right. No one's gonna be fucking right. Like, I don't know. I can tell you what I would want. Right? Like, if I could change something, I would make it so that this applies to crystallized, like lunar crystallized like reaction damage, not just talent damage. That would be cool. That'd be really nice. I would appreciate that actually. And I'd be okay if they nerf the damage to make up for it. But please, please let him work. Then
People ought not be so frightened of ghosts. They are...
Zabai. Okay, change this fucking shit. And I think it's supposed to be 60 now. But like, change this shit. All right. That's stupid and cringe. Do not make it a fucking additive buff in the character's own kit. Like, the fact that 40% of Zabai's defense here doesn't mean the same as 40% of Zabai's defense here is so stupid, and I hate it. Because it's just so unintuitive. Like, if you're not a Theorycrafter, you will literally never know that. Like, just change that passive to be 20% defense at that point. Like, it's... I don't care if her numbers change or not, just don't make this cringe. Please. Have we seen Idlua in the game already? I don't think so, but he's been mentioned by Flynn's a few times. Can you explain to me why that talent is worse than just 60% motion value? It does not get increased by Zabai's EM. That's it. So that, like, ×3 you get from, you know, this passive, Columbina, the EM you get from right? Like, it just doesn't apply to this. So it's actually doing, like, about a third of what you would think it does. Oh yeah, it also doesn't get increased by 1.6 times, also. Yeah, so it's even worse. Maybe a hot take. I low-key don't think Zabai needed any nerfing. I mean, I don't think she needs nerfing either. But I think that if the first calcs I did had been accurate, she would have. I'm glad I overestimated her early on. Yeah. And then Columbina. Okay, this is actually like kind of a similar thing to what bothers me about Zabai's Ascension 1. But like, how the fuck are people supposed to know that this 8% and this 15% are actually just the same number? Because this 8% gets multiplied by 3 and this 15% gets multiplied by 1.6. So they're actually both 24%. But like, how the fuck is someone who didn't look it up supposed to know that? Yeah, it kind of pisses me off, man. I don't think majority even read this. Oh no, they might not read this text, but they'll fucking look at this tooltip because it shows up when you level up the talents, and they'll see that this number is bigger than the other one. So they'll think that she does more damage in those teams, but she doesn't. Yeah, I agree. They should just fucking remove this ×3 bullshit and just multiply the values by 3 and fucking move on. Whatever. Are you hoping for any buffs or nerfs tomorrow? I mean, I don't know, cause like I feel like the problem isn't something Columbina can fix, right? The problem is that Inefa and Loma are just too good. And it's making it so that you just cannot make a Hydro character, like a Hydro support for Lunar, that doesn't suck a whole lot of ass without making it Omega power creep. Like I don't even necessarily want them to nerf Columbina because like if they do, she's just gonna be completely worthless, right? Like ooh, wow, I know side grade, love to see it, but like I don't know. I think if she just did a lot of damage and buffed less, it'd be cool. The thing is, she doesn't even buff that much. Right? Like, you need to understand, okay? You look at a character like Nefer, right? Nefer has 100 EM base, 100 from passive, 187 times 2 from main stats, 80 from Sky, 80 from substats, 120 from Serenade, right? Let's say you're on Witsith, 80 average, 221 from Black Marrow instead. Sure. 50 from Dental Resonance. 1125 EM. Oh yeah, it's 80, you're right. 80 from Dental Resonance. 1155 EM. Alright, your EM multiplier here is we're getting what, 48% from Black Marrow, we're getting 20% from Sky and Serenade, and say 20% ish from the Ascendant Gleam bonus. Right? Yeah, let's say you're using Nahida. So you get another like 250 EM. Right? Columbina gives another 40%. Which is like a 9% DPS increase. But her burst animation is like her field time is like 2 to 3 seconds. Yeah, there's also the base 7%, I suppose. That's true. That's true. So it's more like 15. Right? So I know C0. Columbina. I know C6. Right? Columbina gets you 5% more. But her animations are longer. So it's actually less. Right? Like, the reason why Columbina's good is because of her personal damage. Her buffs are not crazy. To be fair, this does a massive amount, though, right? Because this allows you to do Holy on Llama. But the Holy on Llama translates to just more Columbina personal damage, not to Nefer damage, right? So again, it's like, I don't think that the way you rebalance Columbina is by giving her more damage and less buffs. Because she's already a fairly mediocre buffer that's mainly focused on damage. Maybe a bad interaction with Llama Quill. I mean, the whole reason why they have this passive is because of Llama's Quills, so I don't think they'd... Like, if they didn't want it to work that well, they just wouldn't have given her this passive. Doesn't Columbina buffing matter more for Flynn's teams because her buff is AoE? Yes, it does matter a lot more for Flynn's teams. But to make up for that, this shit sucks ass. Right? Right, because like there's three aspects. There's three aspects to Columbina, right? There's her personal damage, there's her buff, and there's her passive, right? And then three different teams, right? You have the Zabai teams, you have the Nefer teams, and you have the Flynn's teams. In Zabai teams, personal damage is good. Buff is mid. Passive is mid. That's not true. Passive is bad. In Nefer teams, personal damage is mid. Buff is bad. Passive is good. In Flynn's teams, personal damage is mid. Buff is bad. Buff is mid. Passive is mid. Right? Passive is bad for Flynn's teams. It's not that bad, honestly. Like, it's not amazing, but isn't passive the same for Flynn's and Zabai? Not exactly. They're both like 33% more reaction damage, but 33% more is going to be a different value based on how much you're getting to begin with. And Zabai teams that aren't running Omega Pillar Resonance Zhongli just don't get that much Lunar Crystallized damage. Especially with Idlua being as fucking dog shit as he is. And your Geo options basically being like Shilonen and like Albedo. Characters with really bad Geo app. You're like, yeah. Anyways, I saw there was a long question. Let me take a look at that. I have a question regarding my account. Add Zajef at Lud in chat. Okay. If they maybe I should leave this one to Lud then. I can't clear Current Abyss because I don't have any lunar character or plunging characters. I do have Kazuha that's well built. But one plunge every 6 seconds is not enough to kill the 12-1-2 mobs. Should I roll for any of those or wait for Columbine? Okay, let me take a look. Okay, well, the first thing I notice is that your builds don't seem to be that good. That's top 50%. Yeah. Oh my god, Dottore jump scare. Holy fuck. Why is there a Dottore jump scare in your fucking Arlecchino stat graph? Holy shit. But yeah, with builds like this, I'm not that surprised you're struggling. I don't get Dottore jump scare. It's just that this kind of looks like Dottore's mask. Um, Yeah, I think. Yeah. You're a little bit cooked. Like, the characters you have are like. Okay. You got a Crown Nebulette, C1. I didn't know there was a gray font for artifacts on Akasha, I'm gonna be honest. That's the first time I've seen that. Okay, I gotta like stop getting distracted because I feel like I'm being a little bit rude right now. But I'm really not sure what you can even do here. All right, like this Abyss is so much harder than Abyss used to be. Like without a plunger, your best bet is probably just to try to brute force, but it's gonna be difficult. Like you kind of need better builds or like insane gameplay. But yeah, this is an account where like getting Shilonen is shooting yourself in the foot. All right, like the only like modern good carries that you have are like Nevilet and Arlecchino. But nowadays, Nevilet kind of needs more than just his dedicated carry teams. So it's not ideal, right? And then Arlecchino, who's a little bit better, I suppose, but it's not a good abyss for her at all. Also, just in general, like neither of them are going to gain that much from Shilonen. Both of them can use Shilonen, but neither of them gain a lot. And the things that you gain from Shilonen on for Nevilet and Arlecchino, you could also gain from getting Inefa. So if you're interested in getting a support, I would recommend going for Inefa, who's supposedly getting a rerun next patch, rather than Shilonen. And if you want to get this Abyss done no matter what, you'll get much better value out of getting Varessa over Shilonen as well. And you can consider getting Columbina, sure. But I wouldn't get her by herself, right? You should get Columbina if you're also planning on getting Inefa. Or Zabai, or any other Nograi 5-star, really. Do I skip this banner and save up for next? Yeah, that's probably what I would do if you're not too interested in getting Varessa. Like, if you're finding yourself in a position where you feel like your account can't clear the current endgame content, getting Shilonen won't help your ass. So if you really want to get things done short term, go for Verissa. If you're willing to be a little more patient, or a little more patient, save for Colomina plus another Nogcry character. Uh. Do you think Versa with Colomina can brute force a Lunar Charge Shell Boss next Sidon, like dire difficulty? Yesn't. I think there's a chance it'll be brute forceable with Versa, but it's not gonna be. If you can brute force it with Versa Colomina, you can probably brute force it with like Fischl Colomina. It Colomina is not a good teammate for Versa. Colomina will be in one of Versa's good teams because the Colomina wheelchair is just so fucking strong. But she's not a great. She doesn't have great synergy. Hmm. What non-lunar characters work with Colomina? I haven't found anything that is like reasonably good with no other Nodcry characters. That's not entirely true. You can always use Colomina as a Hydra option in general, right? Like in Skirk teams. And it works fine, I suppose. Maybe I need to take a look at some more solo Nodcry stuff for Colomina. What does it take for Colomina to be a main DPS? It depends on how exactly you define main DPS. But like this team, right? Is a good team where Colomina is doing the majority of the damage. Hmm. No sustain. It's not that bad because you have Proto Amber, and because Colomina is an HP scaler, Proto Amber heals an okay amount, and because she's a range character, you have a bit more wriggle room in not getting hit. It's still not ideal, but her defense is horrible, so HP doesn't help much. I mean, it's like a Molani situation. I mean, yeah, but one Proto Amber is enough for Molani to feel completely fine, so. Hmm. If I don't have Zhongli or Goro, would Zabai Shilonen be better than Zabai Ilua with cooked 4th team slot? Probably, yeah. Hmm. I'm really not sure. Like, I really don't know what you would do if you want to try to force Columbina into non-lunar teams and try to get the best value out of her. Like, if you try to maximize her damage specifically, you'd want, like, Sucrose. You'd probably want Electro somehow. Sucrose Durin Nahida. That's not going to be great, though. Because the thing is, like, when you look at the Sucrose Durin Llama, literally just Llama's burst is 35k of the team's DPS. Literally just her burst. That's without accounting for the fucking shred you're getting, right? Or the crit you're getting. It's just, yeah. It's... Llama does too much. Like, Lunar Bloom on Columbina is balanced around Llama doing a lot more than other characters. It's a lot weaker individually because Llama is stronger. Right, like, that's why, right, when you look at the values, this is 8 times 3, it's 24. This is 15 times 1.6, it's 24. This is 12. Right? It's half the damage because the other half is supposed to come from Llama's burst. She's balanced around that. So when you're playing her without Llama, this mode is significantly worse than the other two. So you generally don't want to do that. And you'd rather use one of the other two modes. Does C2 Bina have any effect on llama quills? I mean, I guess in a way it does, right? Because you just hit more often. So you'll use up more quills, I suppose. But yeah, like I'm still really not sure who would be next. Like, I guess you would want to use Fischl here, right? Because Fischl gets you 180 EM here. And the Electro you need. And then what would the last lot be? When I was looking at this, I wasn't looking at Sucrose, I was looking at Yehuda. Nah, he doesn't know. That's gonna be very bad. You don't want Dendro. Realistically here, yeah, you could use Mona, I suppose. The reason why I was using Yehuda here is because you get to use an actual good set bonus on Columbina if you do, right? Geo for Lunar Crystallize, you don't get both. You only get one of the two, so it doesn't do anything. I mean, technically, you get the Lunar Crystallized reaction damage, but it doesn't do much. Maybe just put the Ino in the bag. I mean, you might be right. Actually. It's Hydro Energy for Columbina. It's Hydro Resonance. It's EM. Lunar Reaction Damage. It's probably reasonable. But, like, man. Yeah, and Ascendant Gleam. People thought Ino would fall off. I mean, listen. You're saying that now because we haven't calculated the damage yet, but I can tell you right now, it will not be very good. Columbina's biggest problem is she can't be played with Columbina. You're actually so right. If you could use two Columbinas, this team would actually be pretty decent. If Columbina carry could use Columbina support, she'd be so much better. I want to find inspiration for the last slot on this team. But I don't think I'll find it. Put the Yehuda in the bag. I don't know. Feels like it doesn't do much. What's the goal? On-field Bina? Not necessarily on-field, just a team that's not using other non-Cry 5-star characters. Maybe Sethos. Oh boy. Oh boy. He'd lure him. But what do you get out of using him? A tiny little bit of lunar crystallized damage. That's it. Right? He has like what? 6 geo applications in his kit. So you'll get 2 instances of the wave. Actually, can he even fire it by itself, or does it expire? I don't even know if he can. I guess there's just nothing that's gonna be very good, right? We should probably just cope with 2 Hydro Hyperloom at that point. Yeah. Isn't Auron the best Electrocharge character besides Inefa? Not really. Like, kinda, but no. People use Auron in Taser Force only clears, not because Auron is all that good, just because Taser teams, the Force only Taser teams just don't have that much damage. So you kind of need to get as many sources of damage as possible. And Auron is a source of damage. But when you have actual good characters that are actually doing good damage, the value of Auron becomes lower. Durin. Yeah, I mean, Durin would work, I guess, but feels a little weird. Dark Durin, no, you're never getting a Pyro Swirl with Sucrose, so you'd be playing Durin with no Shred if you do that, and that's not worth it. Put Durin, kick Sucrose, and add Bennett, and who is Bennett buffing? Like, just Fischl? Or are you trying to on-field Durin here? Ugh. Don't know about that. Actually, I guess Columbina would be better than Yulon for this, no? Are you cooking? Maybe you're cooking. No, because Columbina app is probably too slow. So you'll end up with Pyro Auras and things get cooked after that. You'll lose out on Lunar Charge damage. Is that team using Columbina as an on-field? Kinda. We don't really have a dedicated on-fielder, so you just spend time attacking on Columbina to get energy on her, I guess. You should do Columbina, Inefa, Durin, Mona. I mean, I know that's going to be pretty good. Why not Razor? I mean, I guess you could do Razor, but I feel like a Razor just doesn't do that much in a team like that, right? Because you don't have any attack buffs. Raiden, but what does Raiden provide here? It would have crit for lunar charge damage. Yeah, but it's not even that much. Like, it's not negligible, but it's not an insane amount either. And I don't think he builds EM anyways, so it's not even going to be that impressive. Look at Kanich during Columbina. I kind of don't want to. Because I know it's probably going to be good. But, like, I don't think any Kanich player is actually going to play 3E Kanich. You know? Like, no one's doing that shit. Toma or Dea, like, we still build EM on Columbina, right? Or only HP? I mean, we do build EM. Well, we don't build EM on Columbia, but she does like EM. But the pyro doesn't help for her. Like, she's not gonna vape anyways. Yeah. I think trying to focus on Columbina personal damage in a team without Nod Cry just doesn't really work. If you want to play Columbina in a team without Nod Cry, you just have her personal damage be a nice little cherry on top in teams where she functions outside of it. Some DC Cal, Columbina, Llama, Inefa, Ino C6, 130k DPS, and another 110k, which is true. That's a good question. I don't really want to entertain the idea of Llama Inefa with Columbina. It's like, yes, puts all of the good Nodcry characters together and end up with a team that is worse than if you were to have them separated. That sounds not good. Hmm. Yeah, maybe we can take a look at, like, this one, but with Durin instead here, with Pyro Yahuda. How long does Columbina's skill last again? 25. You can't really do that then, right? Because you'll need to wait. You'll need to do like 30-second rotations if you want to get the Pyro on Yahuda. Because you need Columbina to expire. Like, that's not fucking working. That's not worth waiting for? Yeah, it's not. We can still try to think about how this would go if you don't do Pyro Yahuda, though. I'll put Durin here. TLDR, Columbina on-field DPS is just Llama. Well, you can still do the like wheelchair with Inefa as well, right? Like, that works too. Maybe this is fine, honestly. Team like this would have really flexible rotations too, which is kind of nice. Bonfi, Cal, Columbina, Inefa, Durin, Sugas at 150k. Really? That's a bit higher than I would have expected. How are you feeling today? Somehow worse than yesterday, but it's fine. Also, hopefully worse than tomorrow. Okay, what sets would we have here? Is this actually on-field Columbina? Probably, right? Because, like, who else could you on-field? You could on-field Durin, I suppose. Is that better? Durin benefits from the attack bonus from Fischl. Columbina doesn't. Maybe it is. Check this. What is that? Oh. What the hell?
Really talking
Oh.
shadows.
Thanks, I guess. What's going on here? I see. Okay. You guys want to know what the biggest tragedy is, actually? The biggest tragedy is that both Columbina and Inefa kind of hate this guy. Right, because they both get a bunch of crit. I guess it's not that bad on Inefa, right? But, like, you have crit rate ascension. If you're using deathmatch too, which, like, Unless you're getting a 5-star weapon is probably what you're doing. You can't really use Sky as well. Alright, and then for Columbina, it's the same thing with Sack Jade. I guess you use Widsith, but it's like, ugh. My bestie Nefa build has 110 crit with Deathmatch. Classic. Classic. Anyways. Someone in this team should be on Sky, but I have no idea who it is. Maybe we just put Durin on Sky and we on-field his ass. We get Fischl's A4 procs if we do. What weapon would he be on? I guess this team doesn't really have that much external attack. Oh, you guys aren't seeing the Excel. My bad. Is this showing my camera? It's not. Alright, but here it is. Yeah, this team doesn't really have external attack, so we probably go Finale here. Or Lion's Roar. We also don't really have external damage percent, though. We just don't have any fucking stats, man. Yeah, I guess we go Lion's Roar. Yeah, having someone on the team be on the Sky side is really nice for the 10%. Stay safe and well. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah. Now, is Yehuda on VV in this team? I'm gonna be honest, I have no fucking clue if she's supposed to be on VV. Probably? Does she even swirl? She does. She swirls when she skills, and she swirls when she bursts, and that's it. Oh, no, she does not swirl Pyro. We gave up on the Pyro swirl. This is only Hydro and Electro swirl. But I think VV might still be her best set for this. Is this like Hexorite Lunar Overvape? Yeah, we're looking into Columbina teams for people who didn't get any other Nocrai 5 stars right now. We need to do Durin on field because he won't shred shit. I mean, it's not about the shred. Like, Durin is shredding Electro. Pretty much no matter what. The reason why I'm thinking about on-fielding Durin is because it doesn't really matter that much who you on-field. You don't really get any upside out of on-fielding anyone. Right? Other than having your buffs be active on whoever's on field. And the buffs that you have are 180 EM from Fischl, 100 EM from Yehuda, and 45% attack from Fischl. So it's 280 EM and 45% attack. Columbina likes the EM more than Durin does, but doesn't do anything with the attack. Does Kazuha not work better than Yahoda? Yahoda enables the set bonuses from Nodcry, which are really good. And if you ever see 6, you also give a bunch of crit to Columbina. If you could use Sucrose here while still having access to Sky and Serenade, you would. But I guess Yahoda does also give you a healer, which is nice. Anyways, we probably just go Fav on her here to alleviate the rest of the team's ER requirements. Fischl, Avenbo, Serenade, Columbina. Probably needs Amber in this team. I'll call it by its actual name. Sucrose Inefa is probably better. Oh, for sure. But we're looking at teams without other Nodcry 5 stars right now. So no Inefa for now. Yeah. So like HP percent here, we'd have. Do you need ER sense here? Probably not. I think you're fine without it. Yeah. Because you have flexible rotations. So you can just burst whenever it's up. If you don't get it in time, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. How long does the burst last again? It lasts for 20 seconds. Is her burst even that important here? It only buffs her. I mean, it's still nice. But, like, you're right. It's probably not worth going out of your way to sacrifice a lot of stats for ER. But you probably still want to go Amber, because Amber's just a good weapon on her. Anyways, 20% from subs. Makuya, it won't be as bad in this team, I think, because the reason why it was so slow to absorb in that clip was because our Electro up was Inefa, who's really slow application. Right? Fischl hits different. So you should be fine. Hopefully. Anyways, damage percent, EM multiplier, crit value, crit multiplier, EHP 1, 2, EHP lunar charge proc, motion value 1, 2, lunar, number lunar charge, damage 1, damage 2, damage lunar charge, damage time DPS. Does the Jeff post his calcs anywhere? No, because I don't do calcs as a conduit for conveying information. I do calcs as a brainstorming activity in order to present information that isn't just someone reading calcs to you. So I generally don't bother posting my calcs. Yeah, I don't even save them most of the time. Anyways, do we have any damage percent in this team? We don't, right? EM, Morningstar, Serenades, Substats. Is that it? Kinda. Yeah. Okay. Crit value 98.4, 62.2, 20 times 6.6, 30. Is that it? No, Yehuda C6. Okay, so this is effective HP for the hydro damage. Effective HP for lunar damage. Lunar charge proc. Motion value is 28.4. 15.9 times 9. 50, was it 4.8? Yeah, 54.8. Motion value lunar. It's 8 times 4. No, times 3. I'm an idiot. Times 3. Number of lunar charge should be 9. She is probably major ownership. Anyways, effective HP, motion value, hydro resistance, we have VV, so, and then defense multiplier. Then here we don't have defense multiplier. Yeah. So our personal DPS here is around 40k. Durin, 347, 510. 46.6, 41.3, 45 from official, 20 from subs, 350. Are we at 2500 here? We are. Very nice. That means we get to go Pyro Goblet. And we have the Lion's Roar. Is this white mode or dark mode? This is white mode. Shouldn't the lunar charge damage get more shred then? Yes, it should. I forgot. Electro shred is gonna be VV plus 35, right? So 75. So 1.325. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. EM here. He's on Sky. Can we put Columbina on TTDS? I guess we could in this team. Sure. I don't know if it's better, though. Maybe. Maybe it is. Anyways. 80 EM, 120 from Serenade, 80 from Substats. Yeah. EM multiplier. Oh, this shit's gonna get cringe. So the vape multiplier. The overload multiplier. Crit value. 98.4, 62.2, 20 times 6.6. We have Sky, so 60. Effective attack. Vaped is this. Unvaped is this. Thoughts about Wolf Fang on Farina, since we even on Durin, not Farina. You said Durina, so I got confused. You could use Wolf Fang, but I think with Wolf Fang you gotta go attack Goblet. It might be better. Probably better. I can't be bothered. Anyways, we'll need the overload damage as well. 3979 times this. Roll. Okay. Motion value for vaped damage. Let me open up Durin's thing. So 179.5. 202.2. And then 160.9 times. Probably missing a vape on one of them, honestly. So let's say 4. I mean, we know we're capped because we have 2500. I'm just gonna take a shortcut here. Times 1.75. And then 160.9 times 5. No. How many do we get total in a rotation like this? Like 16? Okay, so let's say 4, 4. times 1.5. It's probably more like 4.3 here. And then for the unvaped, we don't have this. Instead, we have the second hit of burst, 163.9. Third hit of burst, 190.1. Buffed burst part thingy stuff thing, 6. And we have 16 total. We have 13 used up already, so that's 3 left. Yeah. This is not times 1.5. Number of overloads here should be 11, I think. Maybe some of the overloads would be owned by someone else, but it would basically be the same damage anyways. Because everyone's at a similar amount of EM. Although I suppose in this case that's not entirely true, right? Because we do have 100 EM from Yehuda and 180 from Fischl here, right? Anyways, damage here, this is not true. This is 125, right? Because we have 35 shred. Same here. This is looking a little bit pathetic, huh? Well, that's fine. Thank God. Yeah. Okay. So, this isn't the full team yet, by the way, but just looking at this. Is it better if we go the new set on Durin? And Sky on Columbina? Right? So we lose the 60 EM multiplier here. We lose the attack percent and the EM buff on him from being on-fielded. GG. We now have to go attack Goblet. We get the EM buff on Columbina. We lose the Sky bonus, so you get 40 here. Wait, I'm an idiot. Because the set is also giving you 43%, right? Yeah. Yeah. And then we lose the 80 here. Okay. So this should be fine. And then Columbina, I did not give her the crit from Sky. This is slightly worse, seemingly. Fontaine level of DPS. I mean, you're still, like, we still haven't looked at Fischl or Yehuda damage, and it's not negligible here. Alright, like, this team definitely breaks 100k, but it's probably not that far above 100k, so it's not ideal. It's probably around 110, yeah. It might tickle the balls of 110k from below. Alright, chat. Was the stall we did yesterday today's Wordle, or was it yesterday? Okay, I think it was yesterday's. Alright. We stare. We pound. We zilch. What the fuck? It can't be tulip. We... Is this a word? No, right? Okay. No, that's just... futile in French is, I think, doesn't have an E. That's not true. It does. I'm an idiot, man. Built, maybe? Guilt, maybe? Fuck? Quilt, maybe? Thank God. That wasn't ideal. Yeah, okay. So this one was today's. I didn't know the mini and the Wordle don't reset at the same time. That's crazy. What about the angle? Okay, that one's new. That's above 10 for sure, right? So it's like a 13 maybe. 15 maybe. 16 maybe. It was 17. Eh. By the way, chat, how crazy is it that I have a 98% win rate on the angle? Like, isn't that kind of impressive? I feel like it's kind of impressive. Yeah, this one wasn't new. Damn. That's fine. Yes, indeed. I just realized I'm back to above 40, so any European helpers that will allow me to join their world in the chat. Why do my mods hate me? Do you guys think there might be a correlation between my mods hating me and me treating them like... I don't know. Insert pejorative word here. I think it's because you don't know which country they're from. You might be right. What the fuck is going on here, man? They're fighting to see who's taller. What? Flynn's won. Huh. Okay, make up your mind, man. Who are we going Cheveurs or are we going Hydro? Like okay, we're going Hydro. All right, bye.
Responsive mode engaged. Annihilation mode.
Here comes the catch.
Do you fear the dark?
Whoa, Mark II,
Observe.
a throat contest.
Be silent. Night falls.
Yes. Quietly now.
Can we get 4? I don't think it matters, actually. Because I fucking farmed in my own world like an idiot. Alright, we need 46, right? I'll just have to do this one more time. Thank you very much for the help. You get 6 from the story? Yeah, but I want to have her built before I do the story. She. Oh my god, it's... Oh. She's gone.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
What is Flynn's best team with Columbina but without Inefa? Probably Fischl Durin.
Thank you for complete.
But...
Ad Astra.
no healer. I guess it's not that bad since Columbina's a catalyst, so you can at least run Proto Ember. Right? So it won't be as bad as I know. Because like, you don't want to run Proto Ember on Sucrose, because her burst is long cooldown and she doesn't want to build a lot of ER. Is he not world level 9? Not on this account. We're getting there though. Like, tiny little bit more than one ER away. Zajef is actually a relatively new player. Yep. Alright, chat, I'll be right back. Wide responsibly, because you won't know when I'm back. Chat, I'm back. Guards, get him out of here. What happened to Siegen Co-op? They decided to not let you get rewards from difficulty 5 in co-op. It is what it is.
What should I try this time? A toast to our success.
Alright, chat. I think honestly that's gonna be it for today. I tried my best, but I'm fucking dead, man. I hope you all had a somewhat enjoyable time, all things considered. I don't think I have any video to post, so... Let's... Why the fuck is Komemos playing League of Legends? Why is he doing that? Okay, straight up. There's no one I know playing Genshin right now. Because I said so. As the CEO of Theorycrafting, I have the final say. Alright, well. It is what it is, I guess. Alright, I'll just see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, chat. Bye-bye.